So in this video we are going to summarize whatever we have studied till this point, and we'll try to answer one of the very important question, that what's weak in the weak form that we have developed and solved. Okay, so let's start. So from where we started with the physical problem. This physical problem is represented mathematically as a PD plus some boundary condition. Okay, so we call them boundary value problems. Okay, so then we wrote a weighted residual statement, and most of the time we did it using Galerkin's method. Okay, Galerkin's method is a special type of weighted residual method. Also, what we are doing in this first part of the series, these weighted statements are called the integral type of methods of solution of the differential equation. Okay, but you could have other methods also, like finite difference methods and so on, to solve the differential equations, the partial differential equations. Okay, so but here we have chosen the weighted residual types of method to solve the PDEs. Okay, so we have written the weighted residual form now, and now we integrated this by part to get to what is called the weak form. Okay, note that in the weak form our solutions, the trial space, there is nothing called trial space if we are just stating the governing equation in some other form, but we say that if a solution lies in some infinite space, this U, then we are for every V in that infinite dimensional space V. Okay, now the space that we are working in is not finite dimensional, but it is an infinite dimensional space. Okay, so for every vector V and in that space, this statement should hold, and the U that satisfies this thing is the solution of the differential equation or the partial differential equation. Now there is no approximation till this point. Now in this part there is no loss of information, everything is exact. If you could solve these, you would get the exact solution. If you are able to solve, for example, on pen and paper, if you are able to solve this thing using your analytical skills and so on, then you could get the exact solution, and there is no approximation involved. Okay, but most often we are not able to solve very complicated problems, so we try to approximate. Okay, we try to solve them numerically. Okay, so we start with the weak form now, and we construct a trial solution or an approximate solution where in a infinite dimensional space. Okay, so from this part the approximation comes into picture. Okay, so things start to change from here. You start to lose information, because instead of searching in the infinite dimensional space, which is not possible, okay, we search the solution in finite dimensional space. Okay, generally speaking. Now we get what is called the approximation of the weak form. This is not the exact weak form, this is the approximation of weak form, and we have lost some of the information in doing so. Okay, this is not exact. Okay, in general this is not exact. It could be exact, we have seen such cases. If the space in which you are searching is actually the space in which your solution lies, then it becomes exact. But in general it won't be the exact solution. Okay, now see that this U has changed from U to UH, and V infinity is not changed from V to from infinite dimensional to a finite dimensional space with few basis functions like psi I and so on. Okay, now what we gain from weak form? We gain two things. We gain that the Naumann boundary conditions are easy to handle. Okay, and we also saw that they might not be satisfied exactly at all the times. For all the choice of basis function, they might not be completely satisfied. You need to have basis function of some specific order so that these conditions are satisfied exactly. Okay, and the differentiability requirement of the basis function is now reduced. Okay, that's because we saw that we transferred one derivative from u double dash to v. So that's how you reduced the differentiability requirement of the trial solution. This will be helpful for us in FEM. Okay, and we weakened the differentiability requirement. So that's why, due to this weakening of the differentiability requirement, we call this form as a weak form. Okay, this is not weak. If you substitute the exact solution, this is not weak. This becomes weak because it requires the basis functions or the trial solution to be weaker in context of differentiability. Okay, so this is not weak, that is it itself is not weak. It becomes weak when you substitute a trial solution in the weak form statement. Okay, now this weak form is as strong as your PD, because this is just some another way or alternative way of stating the same problem. Okay, it's not weak, it's as strong. If you are literally trying to relate to weak and strong, it is as strong as your original PD is. Okay, so this is actually what we have been doing throughout. Okay, we also solved this weighted residual method without integration by part, and when we faced the problems, okay, we directly approximated from here, but we faced problems like specifying the Norman boundary condition and also differentiability if we have a constraint on the differentiability, allowable differentiability of the basis function. Then we also faced the problem. That's why we went to the weak form, and we saw all this thing. So this is everything regarding the weak form that we have been doing. And now from the next module we'll be discussing what are called the variational methods. Okay, how we can solve solve a physical problem by using variational method. This is an alternative to what we have been doing, like this weighted residual statement. And at the end of the next module, we'll conclude that both these approaches, these two different approaches, the one approach that we have been discussing throughout this module 2 and the another one that's in module 3, are actually equivalent for few classes of problems. And luckily the classes of problem that we'll be solving in this series are those classes for which the method in module 3 will be equivalent to method in the module 2. Okay, so these form or the V form or the M form that we are going to develop in the next module are equivalent for the classes of the problem that we are going to discuss in this series. So from the next video we will be starting to look into the variational formulation, the functionals and those stuff, which is totally alternative way to get to the solution of the differential equations, basically the physical problem. And we can get the weak form without knowing anything about the differential equation. We'll see how we are going to do that. So that's it for this module and this video. So thank you for your time. We'll start discussing the variational formulation from the next video. Thank you.